On the 1st of June 1936, a Monday, the RMS Queen Mary steamed into New York Harbor to complete her maiden voyage. The crossing was completed in 4 days, 12 hours and 24 minutes, 42 minutes shy of the speed record set by the Normandy last year. The Rijksmuziekkamer, or the Rijksmuziek commission, whatever, decreed that using pseudonyms to hide foreign-sounding names without getting approval from the organization were illegal, effective immediately. Violations were punishable by fines or disbarment. The Italian African Police Force was created, and over in France, the Rassemblement National Lorrain was created, and this was a group that pled for local autonomy in Lorraine and became an opponent of the Front Populaire between 1936 and 1939. That's it for the facts today. It is the first of the month, so we're going over the state of the nation. Currently, we're at the 30 political power, 1.27 million manpower. We have 74 factories right now, 37 days of fuel left with our ongoing exercises. As for our intelligence agency, we have a Army Department, Air Force Department, and we have no pills. And we are currently working on some passive defense, after which we will probably go into economy civilian. As for research, this coming month, none of this will be finished. But we are working on construction, improved machine tools, mechanical computing, and interwar artillery. Let's check the international market. We still only have convoys and trucks from Japan and nothing else on the market. Maybe that's because we don't have market access with anyone else, actually. I don't know why that is. Then we have trade. We currently are not trading much at all. We are just importing some rubber, and that's it. As for construction, our next factory in Sachsen will be done in about 2 weeks from now. 13 days to be exact. 13 days of recording. Then, production. Yes, looks like we still are not at full efficiency with a lot of these, but we are producing more and more efficiently. We are producing tanks and fighter ones, as well as towed artillery, I guess. Support equipment and infantry equipment are also still growing, actually. But yeah, 1.37 tanks per day is pretty good. Pretty good indeed. Then, recruitment and deployment. This month we're going to see the first few divisions spawn. Alright, 2 of them. Both of them will spawn in Brandenburg. Very good. Then logistics. We're still short of infantry equipment, but everything else is looking pretty okay. We have 71 units of artillery. That's not a lot. But we have 120 extra tanks. The very bad ones, though. Then, a bunch of fighters. It's looking pretty good. Pretty snazzy, gotta say. Officer Corps, not much to talk about there. Then we have gathered up about 28 Navy experience. Currently we have only 4 Army experience, but of course we already spent a lot. We have about 10 Air experience and 23 Command Power. The war in Ethiopia is all but finished. We're just about to wrap that up, really. There's just one thing I want to check, which is how many Panzer Bays are now in this division. We now have 47 of our new Panzer Ausführung Bay vehicles over here. So that's really nice. And let's check the other divisions that we have in Germany. So this one has only 11. And this one also has only 11. So yeah. They are actually exactly the same, these two, currently. So it does look like most of the tanks are going to the division that's actually in the field as a volunteer. Alright, well, I think that's enough information. Oh yeah, we are currently working on the Hermann Göring Werk, is also worth mentioning, after which we'll go straight into KDF-Wagen. And someone told me to avoid building in the provinces where that are affected by those focuses, but I'm only building one, and the thing adds building slots, so I think that should be fine. Yeah, like where is it even? Niedersachsen, Niedersachsen. Yeah, it's fine. It's all fine. All right, so let's roll the time and return to Ethiopia.
Angetreten.
We're still recovering some organization while walking, which is actually interesting. About 19 hours left till we arrive, so it will not be today. It will be tomorrow. Yeah. Did we send our planes back out? Yeah, I think so. Let's make sure. Let's make absolutely sure. Yep. Very, very good. These Italians are barely able to keep pressing the attack here. They clearly need some German assistance, which is arriving shortly. Very shortly. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So tomorrow we'll be able to finally see what's going on here in Addis Ababa and join the fight. On the 2nd of June 1936, a Tuesday, Nicaraguan President Juan Bautista Sacasa was overthrown by a revolt of the National Guard led by Anastasia Somoza Garcia. Alright, Hungarian police arrested 770 Hungarian National Socialists and charged them with treason for plotting a putsch against the government. Over in Antwerp, a strike started of dock workers. And that is it for the facts today. Let's return to the front, where we are about to gain vision on the Battle of Addis Ababa when our guy arrives here in just a few hours. Yeah, there we are. There's only one regiment left there, guys. Look at this. We're going to join that battle immediately. There we go, 93. This guy only has 5.7 organization. So we joined just in time to join the final assault on Addis Ababa. We just have to find where we are fighting, apparently. Because we are still in the reinforcement line. But that's all good. 98. Oh, I think it might be today, guys. Oh, yeah. The Germans arrive. Instant victory. Or not. Or not. Oh. Are they going to capitulate tomorrow? Do they need a monthly tick? Or a daily tick? It could be over right now. Yeah! We won! Haha! Yes! Fuck yeah. That took so long. Ethiopia has capitulated. The Ethiopian government has gone into exile and their main forces have capitulated to Italy, who is now in control of their home area. Although the struggles between Italy and Ethiopia are over, Italy is still at all-out war and the fighting continues elsewhere. Alright, this 24th Infantry Division is now going to be on his way home, so I cannot rename him right now. But when this guy gets home, we'll rename it the Leuven of Ethiopia. These volunteer forces are currently in transfer and they will be back home on the 17th of June. On the one hand, very happy that this is over. On the other hand, there's a whole lot less content every day I have now. So that's also a thing to think about. Anyway, I don't think there's anything else for me to do right now. Except wait for Spain, I guess, to break out into war. I don't know if they have to complete like a certain focus or something for that to happen. But yeah. Anyway, that was it for today. On the 3rd of June 1936, a Wednesday, Emperor of Ethiopia Haile Selassie arrived by special train at London Waterloo Station to a huge crowd cheering and displaying welcome banners. The series of strikes across France that broke out over the past few weeks intensifies. The people in the harbor of Antwerp have a number of demands, including cancelling overtime, cancelling working 2 shifts in a row, and they wanted a raise in salary as well. Alright, so Italy is figuring out how it wants to rule Italian East Africa, which consists of Abyssinia, Ethiopia, and Italian Somaliland, right? So they appoint a governor general to the area with the title of Under King and a seat in Addis Ababa. Alright, that's actually a great timing after the capitulation yesterday for that little fact. Is this Italy? No, it's Portugal. So yeah, let's roll the time. Not much else to do. Our volunteer forces are on their way home. Let's hope something happens in Spain soon. Yeah. Well, at least we still have... we're still making guns, you know? 700 shortage. That's pretty good. Let's set some locations for these brigades. Erfurt and Nuremberg. It's fine. Yeah. On the 4th of June 1936, a Thursday, Léon Blum became the Prime Minister of France, succeeding Albert Jarot. Right? Albert Sarraut, sorry. He immediately had to deal with the series of strikes that was going on across the country. It was also the first time that there were 3 women in government, and Vincent Auriol was the Minister of Finance, and he would later, after the war, after the Second World War, he would become President of France from 1947 until 1956. And Charles Spinasse was Minister of the Economy, and he would never become president, but yeah, he is still mentioned. Then in Ireland, the Senate is abolished, leaving only a single parliament called the Dáil. Yeah, leaving only that one for politicking in the Irish island. Then in Minsk, Mazowiecki, I don't know how to pronounce Polish, guys. It was in Poland. Anyway, a total of 50 Jews were reported wounded after several days of anti-Semitic rioting. The violence stemmed from an alleged incident on the May 31st, when a Jew reportedly killed a Polish sergeant in a drunken brawl. A synagogue and many Jewish homes and shops were set ablaze during the riots. That's it for the facts today. Quite a lot of them, which is good, because we have no more front to go to. It's all Italy now. So let's just roll the time, see if anything interesting happens. On the 14th of June, we'll have yet another factory. That's good to see, at least. Still using fuel on all these air and naval exercises. Naval using a lot more, of course. Our gain is so low, also. Anyway, that's it. We have 30 Navy experience, so maybe we could actually design a boat or something. But I probably have to do some research first, so I'll just save it up for now. Also, marine upgrades are good. Anyway, see you tomorrow. On the 5th of June, 1936, a Friday, Sir Samuel Hoare, who had resigned as Foreign Secretary in December over the Hoare-Laval Pact fiasco, returned to Stanley Baldwin's cabinet as the First Lord of the Admiralty to replace the retiring Viscount Moncel. The Hoare-Laval Pact fiasco was an initially secret pact made in December of 1935 between French Foreign Minister Pierre Laval and British Foreign Secretary Sir Samuel Hoare for ending the Second Italo-Ethiopian War. Obviously, this kind of blew up in their face, and they didn't end the war at all. So badly this went that Sir Samuel Hoare had to resign earlier in December of last year. Then, in Germany, a bunch of new rules are made considering the press, right? So, no significant influence of people or companies over the press was allowed, right? Only the government was allowed to do that. Scientific papers were no longer allowed to publish local news. Ads would not be able to be refused based on religious grounds, and publishers had to be a member of the of like an organization of publishers, and they had to be German descendants since 1800, right? Then the Japanese armed forces in Manchukuo are expanded, and Japan is considering to send colonists to the area, right? Then a Dutch law that deals with permits for foreigners working in the Netherlands is extended to all professions, and there is only an exception for people working in shipping still. And that's it for the facts. Wow, dramatic music. Let's run the time. Not much going on. Spain, can you please explode so I can send some troops? That would be very nice. I could get market access with someone. Oh, negotiate market access. They would just accept. Sweden will simply accept. So just do that. Why not? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Okay. Whoa, we now have market access to Sweden. But they're not selling anything, so yeah, great. Or maybe we have to wait a day before we can see it. Huh. I could buy some guns, to be honest. Why not? Let's see. No, the Swedes are not selling anything, but see you tomorrow. On the 6th of June 1936, a Saturday, the British Union of Fascists held a rally in Hyde Park, London, to protest Haile Selassie's presence in the country. Haile Selassie, of course, being the Emperor of Ethiopia. Or, well, not anymore, but you know what I mean. Tony Manero won the US Open golf tournament. Granville won the Belmont Stakes horse race. Then, due to continued unrest in Palestine, the British Palestine Mandate area, all Arabic newspapers were prohibited for a period of 10 days. Anthony Fokker, who would go on to design a bunch of Dutch planes later on, I think, yeah, is named a Knight in the Order of the Dutch Lion. Then, back in London, a second airport is opened in London, Gatwick Airport. And in Germany, there's a bunch of anti-Roma, so Roma stuff going on. So, what do you call these people again? Gypsies. They hated gypsies. They were not happy with them on this particular day, in particular. Can't really talk today, but, you know, it's all good. Let's run the time. I started playing a few days ahead again. So, this is the third day I'm recording in a row. Hopefully, by tomorrow, I will have 1,000 subscribers and I'll be able to make a very special video for you guys. So, 31 days of fuel left. Very good. Question of the day. What should be the next thing we spend our political power on? I could get a theorist. That would be pretty good. I could also get an industrial concern. That could be pretty good. Especially this one, I think. Industrial research speed and the synthetic resources, which take a long ass time. And are going to be helpful. But then I could also get like a Chief of Navy for passive naval XP. Or Chief of Air could be even better because Air XP is so slow. Right? Or we could get more military high command. Well, that's for later, I think. Or we could get another political advisor. There's quite a few good ones. I would be particularly interested in probably... maybe even the elusive gentleman. That would be good. Oh, that would be really good. Because the upgrade time also goes down. Which means we have to use our factories for a less long time. Prince of Terror is good later on, I think. First Among Equals would be good. Although I'm not producing any heavy fighters. I don't think I need war support. This guy could be good as well. Dockyards, fuel silos, and military factories. War industrialist. I'm also thinking... Later in the year, I do think I'm already going to start sprinkling in some military factories. Like, I'm not going to fully switch yet, but it would be nice to be able to put some extra ones on things like tanks, in particular. So now I have only 5 on tanks. I would love to have a few more. I'd also love to have a few more on airplanes and on artillery as well. Yeah. I also really want... one of these as soon as possible. No. Because right now I have 52 days left until Hermann Göring werken. So that will be done end of July. Then I can do another one. That will be done probably early September. And then I can do another one that will be done sometime in December. So really, I have only 3 more focuses this year. I mean, is that right? Maybe 4. Let me think about that. So 70 days from now... Wait, that's wrong. 52 days from now. It's the 26th of July. Plus 70 is 122. So the 4th of October we finish another focus. And then the 13th of December we finish another focus. Yeah, so we do have only 3 more focuses to do this year. So I think I'm just going to go Hermann Göring, KDF Wagen, and straight into research. And then in 1937, what do we do, right? What do we do? Because we can do about... let me just calculate this for a second. We can do about 5.2 focuses per year, starting from the 1st of January, right? So this year we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'd get started on the 13th of December on another one. Right, so by the end of next year, we'd be at 10 focuses. The end of 1937, where do I want to be? Well, it's gonna take 1, 2... It's gonna take a lot of time just to go to war. Even. 1, 2, 3, 4 at least. But you probably want to demand Sudetenland and stuff first. Ooh. We might be setting ourselves up for a late war. Because if I want to do, say, 1, 2, 3, 4... and maybe 5... in 1937, then I have to start all of this in 1938. Right? Huh. Well, maybe I should reconsider that then. Maybe I should reconsider that. Anyway, that's a long talk for one episode, so I'll leave it here. Tomorrow, hopefully I will have passed 1,000 subscribers. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe right now. Today, I would like to start by thanking all of you so much for helping me reach 1,000 subscribers. I have finally done it after a couple of months of daily HOI4 videos and many years of sparsely available content before that. Yes, so now I am able to monetize my channel. That's very nice. Some of you might be starting to see some ads now. Yeah, that's a sad reality. Easily to avoid though, if you catch my meaning. Feel free to do that. I will also be making a Discord server, which I have set up and linked in the description of this video. It will be available in the description of every single video from now on. Now, of course, currently it's me and a couple of friends of mine in there only, that I asked to test some stuff. Like the welcome channel and stuff like that. But yeah, for now it's not going to be super active. I'm not going to be organizing any multiplayer games yet. But as the community grows... we'll see what we can do. Play some games together, do some funny things. We shall have to see. Anyway, with all that being said, thank you one more time so much for being subscribed to this channel and following my HOI4 day-to-day or day-by-day journey. It means the world to me, and yeah, thank you. Let's jump into June 7th. On the 7th of June 1936, the Matignon Agreements were signed to end the French general strike. Now, these Matignon Agreements were a set of agreements between 3 parties. The CGT, which is an employers organization, or actually no, that's a union. The CFTC, which is the employers organization, and the government. Late at night, the workers' demands were imposed on employers, and the Matignon Agreements were signed. Recognition of freedom of association, elections of staff representatives, the signing of collective agreements, 40-hour work week, 2 weeks of paid leave annually, and general increase of salaries between 7 and 15% depending on the sector, were all part of the demands. Yes, so that was quite nice for French workers. A general election was held in Panama, which was won by Juan Demóstenes Arosemena. Yes, over in Panama. Then a victory parade was staged in Rome for thousands of troops returning from the Second Italo-Ethiopian War. And Lucky Luciano, which was a gangster in the 5 Points gang, was convicted on 62 counts of participating in a prostitution ring. Then elections in the Belgian provincial councils resulted in a large victory for the fascist Rex party and a large electoral loss for the Catholics. The Flemish nationalists and the communists would also win, while the socialists would lose. And that is it for all the facts of the 7th of June. So let's roll the time and hope Spain possibly explodes today. You never know when it's gonna happen. But yeah, from the moment that does happen, we still have to wait 2 weeks for our volunteers to arrive. So let's not get too hopeful. I do have 5 more army XP, so let me just quickly check out the Gebirgsbrigade. These are going to cost 10, right? Yeah. Very much worth it, though, to add the artillery. Soft attack goes from 54 to 69. Nice. Very good. What else would you add? Maybe some light armored recon? Armored recon? Only 24 tanks, right? It's pretty good. It increases the breakthrough by quite a lot. And perhaps some support anti-air later on. Who knows? Anyway, that's it for today. And see you tomorrow and possibly later today in the Discord server. Bye-bye. On the 8th of June, 1936, a Monday, 42 were killed in Bucharest, Romania, when 2 crowded grandstands collapsed during a Boy Scout rally. Members of the royal family, including Carol II and son Michael, witnessed the tragedy but were uninjured. A bomb blast at the Jaffa Gate in Jerusalem wounded 25 people. In the Nicaraguan capital of Managua, troops of General Anastasio Somoza Garcia, who are rebelling against President Juan Bautista Sacasa, take over control of the city. In Germany, various colonial organizations are dissolved and combined into a single Reichskolonialbund under the leadership of Franz Ritter von Epp. In Belgium, a cabinet crisis occurs. The socialist leader Emile van der Velde is asked to form a new cabinet but fails, after which the task is given to sitting Prime Minister Paul van Zeeland. Then Alidius Tjarda van Stachouwer is named Governor General of the Dutch East Indies. That is it for the facts today. Let's return to Germany and roll the time. Over the course of these past 24 hours or so, the first people have started flooding into the Discord. Thank you all for joining. If you still want to join, the link is in the description. Very, very nice. Let's have a look at some things. We have a shortage of only 477 guns now. That's pretty good. Nothing happening in Spain yet. Watch it like start in December in this run. Oh well. Yeah. And that's about it for today. On the 9th of June 1936, a Tuesday, the 1936 Republican National Convention was opened in Cleveland, Ohio. Mussolini made a cabinet reshuffle, relinquishing 3 of his 8 posts. His son-in-law Galeazzo Ciano was made foreign minister, the youngest in Italian history at age 33. Yesterday I told you how in Nicaragua, General Anastasio Somoza Garcia took over the city of Managua, to oppose the sitting president Juan Bautista Sacasa. Well, today, one day later, there was a presidential election, and Carlos Alberto Brenes became provisional president, and he would remain in office until the 1st of January 1937. Then, over in France, the Léon Blum government starts implementing the results of the recent, agreements with the trade unions, the Matignon agreements. So this includes the 40-hour work week, the 14-day vacation per year, collective labor agreements, retirements of all ex-soldiers are made tax-free, and a bunch of other things happen. Jesus, my talking is not so good today. Anyway, all that being said, those were the facts for today. So let us continue. Volunteers are going to be home in 8 days. Wonder what the Turks are doing right now. I played Turkey once or twice. It's quite a fun country. Very hard to make the Ottomans, though. There's research coming along anyway. 36 days until the next research. How glorious. 20 days for the next spy thing. We have quite a lot of planes stashed away still, actually. Alright, and that was it for the 9th of June. On the 10th of June 1936, a Wednesday, Herbert Hoover spoke at the Republican National Convention over in the United States, slamming President Roosevelt for increasing the national debt and preaching what Hoover called the gospel of class hatred. The delegates yelled and cheered in what the New York Times called a wild and uncontrollable burst of frenzy. The novel Gone with the Wind by Margaret Mitchell was published in the United States as well. And over in France, the famous pilot Joseph Torre voluntarily cut his engines above the Alpilles mountains. So not the Alps, but the Alpilles. And I think they're somewhere in the middle here. Maybe over here. Anyway, and with his engines cut, he glided in the air for a period of 9 hours. That's it for the facts today. So speaking of airplanes, I'm going to stop pilot exercises, so we stop wasting planes, basically. Oh, these must be our planes coming back from Ethiopia here. Let's roll the time. See if anything interesting happens today. Yeah, so the air is currently no longer consuming any fuel, so now we have 34 days left again. Yeah. No, it does indeed look like absolutely nothing is going to happen today. We have one more chance on the hourly tick here. Or the daily tick. And nope. Just a notification for missing equipment production. On the 11th of June 1936, a Thursday, the Republican Party in the United States unanimously nominated Governor of Kansas Alf Landon as its candidate for president. The Coppa Italia final was played for the first time since 1922. Torino defeated Alessandria 5-1. James Henry Thomas resigned his seat in the British House of Commons over the budget leak scandal. The London International Surrealist Exhibition opened in England. A report by the Chinese customs, which had been disarmed by the Japanese, reports that they are powerless against smugglers who themselves are often supported by the Japanese. And due to intense resistance in the Dutch parliament, the newly proposed travel tax is postponed for a while. That is it for the facts today. Let's see if anything happens. Yesterday we stopped training our airplanes. That's something that happened. Today, I have a feeling will be even less eventful. But at least in a couple of days we'll have completed our first, or not our first, but our next civilian factory. That will be very nice. Let's check the logistics. We still have about 300 guns to go until we are done with our deficits. And then we'll start lining up more of these cavalry brigades probably. Maybe a few more mountaineers as well, who knows. But I also want marines and stuff later on. So we'll have to see. But that was it for today. On the 12th of June 1936, a Friday, Frank Knox was selected as the Republican vice presidential nominee on the final day of the National Republican Convention. 18 Jews were wounded in a train bombing at Qalqilia, which I don't know where that is. Where's that? It's a Palestinian city. Ah, all right, yeah. The French Parliament finally officially approves the 40-hour work week, right? as well as collective labor agreements, it looks like. Yeah, very good. So let's roll the time. See if we get a nice Spanish civil war today, perhaps. I somehow doubt it. Strongly doubt it, in fact. Yeah. Wow, we're gaining a really decent bit of Navy XP. Every 2 days we get one, basically. No air XP currently. We managed to gather 11. Still getting army XP. Alright, and that was it for the 12th. On the 13th of June 1936, 100,000 people marched in Guangzhou, China, in an anti-Japanese demonstration. The government of Palestine empowered civil courts to hand out the death penalty for rioting, bomb throwing, firing at soldiers, or interfering with activities at harbors and railroads. And note that this is the British government of Palestine. It's not independent, of course. In Belgium, the second coalition of Van Zeeland takes power, basically, is inaugurated. And after the call from Maurice Thoré, you have to know how to end a strike on June 11th. The metal workers in France returned to work. And I didn't mention this on June 11th, but apparently this was a kind of a famous sentence this dude said, this Maurice. And it seems to have worked because they went back to work. Anyway, let's roll the time. There's a lot of clouds above Spain, but no war. It's raining though. Very rainy in Madrid. Whereas in Germany, it is very sunny. Ooh, look, a nice train. But yeah, unfortunately, this is one of those uneventful periods, of which we're gonna have a few. Yeah, there's nothing to be done about it. Just hope war starts in Spain or perhaps Japan. When does the war in Japan usually start, actually? I don't know. I don't know. Passive defense. 15 more days. Alright. On the 14th of June 1936, 120,000 Belgian miners, like as in coal miners I think, decided to go on strike. Despite new laws allowing for the death penalty over in this area, Arab snipers wounded 5 Jews on the Jaffa Highway and Jericho Road. Troops escorting a Jewish convoy returned fire. Then Pietro Badoglio, the under-king of Abyssinia, is fired at his own request and replaced by a member of the general staff, Rodolfo Graziani, a very high-ranking member. Then the Swiss parliament votes against resuming diplomatic ties with the Soviet Union. And over around the Nuremberg area here, yes, there is a car race. And this car race is called the HOI4, and this year it was won by Bernd Rosemeyer. And he's a German. So yeah, those were the facts for today. Also, I'm going to have a look at naval designs, because I have 34 naval experience here. So maybe we can do something with that, right? Design a nice boat. I believe we have to go down here for that. Let me just add a boat. And that would be probably either a panzer ship or a heavy ship. A battleship I need. Let me go read the comments. Let me see here. Where is Otten? Oh yeah. A battleship. I'm going to assume that that's just a heavy ship hull, right? Oh, fuck. What am I doing? Cancel that. Right. So, create variant, right? Historical battleships. So, what would I put on there? A lot of stuff, right? Heavy battery. Heavy battery 2. Let's see here. Secondary batteries are gonna give light attack and light piercing, whereas heavy batteries are gonna get Give heavy attack. Okay. Right. You probably want a lot of heavy attack in these things, right? Perhaps some torpedoes. Anti-air. Don't we have anti-air too? Yeah, we do. Okay. An engine. Heavy engine is already what we have. We can upgrade that. We can upgrade it to battleship armor. What's the difference? Our armor goes from 22 to 30, and we use way more supplies, almost double. And the refit cost is going to be way bigger as well. Production cost. I don't know if that's worth it. Actually, production cost is not that much higher. Just refit cost. Well, assume I do that. And then we don't have radar or sonar yet. That's a bit annoying. We only have fire control 0. Uh-huh. I think we're not ready yet. Right? Unless this is good. Is this considered good? I highly doubt it. Aircraft, yeah, you want some... you want at least one boat in your navy with aircraft facilities, right? So you can spot the enemy fleet. And then you can send your strike force out or something like that. I don't know. Navy. Everybody complains about Navy in this game. Anyway, I could just do this and put all the big guns on, basically. Maybe change that armor as well. But it's going to be very expensive to produce. Battery. But, for example, if I do the same with a Panzerschiff, can I do different things there? Yeah, here I can add torpedoes and stuff. That seems better, right? Is this just a heavy cruiser? Oh yeah, this is a heavy cruiser. So should I have a real battleship or some heavy cruisers? Hard to say. Well, if any of you know anything about the Navy, do feel free to let me know. Our 1936 cruiser here, the Leipzig, which is this unit, is going to be finished in August. This one does have some float planes and some torpedoes, I believe, as well. Yeah. So that's pretty good. But yeah. I don't know what to do, so I'm going to wait for more advice. So yeah. See you guys. Oh, we didn't even run the time yet. It could still happen that the flippin' Spain war happens. Wow. Well, as expected, not much is happening. The volunteer forces are expected to arrive back home in like 2 more days or so. So that's pretty good. Pretty good. Our shortage of infantry equipment is almost resolved as well. Beautiful. And only, like, what? 6 more days until we finally drop these first 2 units on the battlefield, I suppose you could say. Also, another question I have is, how many troops do I need to, how many divisions do I need to spawn before I can send 3 divisions to Spain later? That would be nice to do, potentially. Anyway, see you guys tomorrow. On the 15th of June 1936, a Monday, a munitions factory exploded near Tallinn in Estonia, killing about 40 people. Giovanni Mercati and Eugene Tisserand were made cardinals by Pope Pius XI. The Commodity Exchange Act was enacted in the United States, and the Vickers-Wellington bomber plane made its first flight, presumably in the UK, because I think that is an English plane. Yeah, it's a British plane. Then the miners that are on strike in Belgium demand 10% increase in wages, a minimum wage of 43 francs per day, a 40-hour work week, and paid vacation. The Swedish government of Hansson resigns, and Axel Persson is tasked with forming a new cabinet. That is it for the facts today. Let's roll the time. Only 2 days left until our volunteers are finally home. So that's all very good. Let's look at this beautiful demilitarized area near Köln. It's raining in Germany. And as expected, seems that not much is happening today. Night falls over the German Reich. And yeah, that's about it. Although, actually, I was gonna do my boat, right? So let me pull up the professional advice of my valued advisor, Mr. Alton, and design the boat he suggested. We're gonna take the Scharnhorst class here. We're gonna create a variant. So here we go. Anti-air 2. Here we go. Light battery, secondary battery, right? Yeah, that's a secondary battery 2. Then we do that again. Secondary battery 2. And then heavy battery 2. Yeah. Then here at the bottom, just upgrade everything. Right, and we also put on the armor, because otherwise we will have to refit it later, which is very expensive to do. Fire control we can change later. This we can change later. Engine, we already have the best one, right? Okay, so everything is upgraded. Somehow the production cost is lower than it was yesterday. I don't know why that is the case. I think I may probably have put on more heavy guns instead of light guns in my design that I had yesterday. And we're gonna call this the Otten class. Very good. You now have the Otten 1 class. And you now have a beautiful ship named after you, sir. So let's save that. Beautiful. And that is relatively expensive to produce. Let's see how it compares to the Scharnhorst. Wherever that is. Where did it go? Where did it go? Did I just change it? The existing one? I think I may have changed the existing one. Okay, well, that's fine. It's all good. So yeah, see you guys tomorrow. On the 16th of June 1936, a Tuesday, Belgian troops were mobilized to protect public services as thousands more workmen joined the miners already out on strike. José María Gil Robles y Quinones stood in the Cortes Generales and read out statistics. And this dude was a Spanish politician, leader of the CEDA, and a prominent figure in the period leading up to the Spanish Civil War, and he was Minister of War from May to December 1935. Anyway, he read out some statistics which he challenged the government to disprove. These statistics showed that in the last 48 hours, 65 people have been killed, 36 churches have been destroyed by fire, and 34 more have been severely damaged. Prime Minister Quiroga did not dispute the statistics but blamed the country's strife on fascists. Right? And that is not this guy, Quiroga. So, yeah. Anyway, 24 people died when a ferry sank into the Danube in Budapest, and the Havern accident occurred when a Junkers Ju-52 aircraft, which is a transport plane designed and manufactured by the German aviation company Junkers, crashed into the mountain Lihesten in Norway, killing all 7 passengers. It was the first fatal aviation accident in Norway. That's it for the facts today. Let's roll the time and hope something goes wrong in Spain today. According to the facts of the day, it's very likely. But I think we'll have to wait a little bit longer. Most likely. That's all good. There's some missing equipment production. Big storm in Poland. Really love how these cities light up at night. It's really cool. Alright, so our volunteer forces have returned home in Hinterpommern. These two. So the 24th Infantry Division here. We're going to rename that, if at all possible. Yeah, to the... shit, I cannot do that with my keyboard. Let me figure something out. Nice. That works. I had to copy-paste it from somewhere else. From Abyssinia. The Leuven van Abyssinia. Very good suggestion, that one. So that is now our first named regiment. Very good. And I'm going to reassign these guys to, let's say, stand on the Polish border. Yes. All right. So they're gonna... Oh, I accidentally moved an hour, but tomorrow they're gonna make their way over there. Anyway, see you guys tomorrow. On the 17th of June 1936, a Wednesday, the Supreme Court of Canada ruled that most of the New Deal-inspired legislation passed by the previous Prime Minister R.B. Bennett was invalid. Now, this New Deal-inspired legislation actually means that Canada, in that time, under Bennett, went from a small government and a laissez-faire economy to a much bigger government with much more public spending, and this is what they call the New Deal. It was inspired by American policy, and yeah, this was ruled by the court to be not so good and invalid, and then yeah, it was struck down. Also, Bennett, I think, was dead at this point. R.B. Bennett, I think he had like a heart attack. Let me fact check that. Oh no, he didn't have a heart attack. I'm lying. It's fine. He died in 1947 at age 76 in Mickleham, Surrey, England. Actually, he moved out. Must have been very embarrassed. Anyway, Heinrich Himmler was appointed chief of police in Germany. The United States decides to slap some tariffs, some anti-dumping tariffs against 10 groups or categories of German goods. And in a I can't talk today. I cannot talk today, guys. And in a proclamation to the Austrian people, the Archduke Otto von Habsburg states that he would like to return to the throne. That's it for the facts today. Today we're going to be looking at a couple things and assigning some generals and stuff, because someone made the very valid point that we should probably be thinking about that. So I'm going to take all my Panzer divisions and this one motorized division that I have. And I'm going to put them in their own army. Really have trouble talking today. Holy shit. Panzer 1. Right. Who is a good Panzer leader? Well, we already have one. Okay, I'm going to put these guys to protect over there or something. They can all go on their merry way. They should all be doing that. For some reason I cannot... Oh, they don't have a plan. Okay, that's fine. Let's assign. Erich von Manstein, I believe, is the guy we sent to Ethiopia. But Erwin Rummel here does seem to be even better. Has lower skill. Has lower what? What is that? I mean, this is clearly attack, this is clearly defense, but what is this? This is probably like logistics supply use. Planning speed, huh? Alright. Well, I think I will set Erwin Rummel for now as our armor leader. Then this army over here, this is the Poland infantry. Yeah, that's fine. This cavalry guy I will transform into a infantry division, and then I'll have them train, I guess, but I'll do that later when I have more equipment in storage. Wondering if I should make a separate mountaineers brigade, but yeah, for now I only have one, so I'll just keep it over there. I think that's fine. We have all infantry armies. We're gonna change that cavalry, and then we have the Panzer guy with the SS motorized. I think that's pretty good. Yeah. Let's roll the time. It's gonna take a little bit of editing this video because I misspoke myself like 12 times. Oh well. It's still raining in Germany. Speed 1 is so slow. Anyway, see you guys tomorrow. And from now on, I think every day I will assign one more general, and you guys can give some advice in between the days, I guess. Alright. See ya. On the 18th of June 1936, a Thursday, Anthony Eden told the British House of Commons that there was no longer any utility in continuing sanctions against Italy, causing cries of shame and treachery to ring out from the Labour benches. Eden explained that the decision was made to prevent the European situation from deteriorating. Prime Minister Stanley Baldwin, this guy, said his government was hoping to bring the French, the Germans, and ourselves into conference for the better security of peace in Europe. The part that Germany can play for good or for evil in Europe is immense, and if we believe the opportunity is presented, let us do what we can do to use it for good. Very, very interesting. Now, the first in a series of 6 articles by Miguel Maura appeared in the leading Madrid newspaper El Sol, calling for a multi-party national republican dictatorship to save Spain from descending into anarchy. The Joe Louis versus Max Schmeling fight at Yankee Stadium was postponed for 24 hours due to rain. And over in France, a number of paramilitary organizations called the Ligues. It's a very weird word to pronounce. Were dismantled by the government. That was it for the facts today. There's one thing I want to check today, which is if we were to train a Panzer division right now, how much would they have? We would still need about 100 extra tanks. So let's cancel that for now. Let's look at how many tanks we are producing currently. Oh, minus 0.2. Great. How's that? Average need of 1.7 tank units. For what? Why? Because they're moving? What's the issue here? They're all at 100% strength, right? Okay. Strange. Well, we'll just roll the time. That's all good. Let's also assign another general. Here we have the infantry army, including the Leuven von Abyssinia, who are also still level 3, by the way. But they have some XP. We're gonna assign a commander to these guys. We need an infantry commander. So Erwin von Witzleben over here would be pretty good. Also, I heard that Erich von Manstein is probably better than the one I assigned yesterday. But I'll just leave it like this for now. Manstein will get you another Panzer thing when the time is ripe, I guess. So yeah, we'll give Erwin von Witzleben here command over the Polish, Western Polish military infantry. I am also probably going to be mixing in some motorized infantry here and there, especially because since with how slow I'm going to be playing, I'll be able to micromanage a lot more. And then having some speed is nice. I do realize it will cost more fuel, I know, but we'll just have to make sure we have fuel. Yeah, let's keep running the time. Ooh, so fascist. Yeah, about 40 more days until we finish the Hermann Göring work, and then we'll suddenly have 81 or more by then factories. Don't know if it will be more. 40 days is the 12th of... It's before the 12th of August. Surely, yes. It's more like... Oh, the 1st of August or something. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you for watching and see you tomorrow. On the 19th of June, 1936, a Friday, Max Schmeling knocked out Joe Louis in the 12th round of their bout at Yankee Stadium in front of 39,878 people. Why do they know that so specifically? Anyway, Schmeling's victory was considered a significant upset in the boxing world. Yeah, it was a boxing match, of course. The Irish Free State declared the Irish Republican Army illegal, and Axel Persson Bramstorp, which is his full name, became the 24th Prime Minister of Sweden. And this guy was out by now. Then a solar eclipse is visible, and in parts of the Soviet Union it is a full eclipse, a total eclipse. And that's it for the facts today. Now let us roll the time, and then in the meantime I will assign another general, this time to Poland Army number 2. This will be an infantry army, so let me find one of those engineers that Otten keeps talking about. Infantry officer seems a good one to have as well. Engineer. Oh, this one, engineer. So Gotthard Heinrich and Ernst Eberhard. But this one also has infantry officer. So I'll put this guy in charge. Gotthard Heinrich. Very good. So that's that. Anything else to do? Don't know. Don't think so. And the time is almost up also, so good. Yep. See you tomorrow. On the 20th of June 1936 in the Netherlands. Thank you, other computer, for that noise. There was a proposal to reduce the retirement payments for people who had worked for the state by 2 to 10%. Between 2 and 10%. President Roosevelt lifted the restrictions the United States had placed against Italy and Ethiopia under the Neutrality Act. Lots of weird noises going on today during the video. Anyway, let's roll the time and let's find our mountaineer over here. We're going to put him in his own army, the Gebirgsbrigade, and we're going to assign Mr. Where is he? A winter soldier somewhere. Winter specialist. And Ernst Eberhard Held. Was that him? He's also an engineer. I think this was him. Let me actually double check that in the comments. On my other screen. Gonna have to pause the game soon. Let's see here. Oh yeah, it is him. Ernst Eberhard Hell. Yeah, so we're going to put this guy in charge of the Mountaineers. And we're going to station the Mountaineers. Do we have any mountains yet? I suppose down here? Hills. Yeah, we'll station him over here. Where there's hills. Okay, that's about it for today. See you next time. On the 21st of June 1936, a Sunday, the 74th United States Congress adjourned sine die, which means they had not set a new day to reconvene, I guess. At 12:39 a.m. Congress would not meet again until after the November elections, so I'm guessing for the next couple of months we're not going to get a lot of facts out of Congress. Real Madrid beat Barcelona 2-1 in the Copa del Presidente de la República final. The tournament would not be held again until 1939 due to the Spanish Civil War. Then, I already read this fact from the English wiki a few days ago, but the Dutch wiki is again talking about how the German police is being united under Heinrich Himmler. But this fact is a little bit more detailed because it actually states that combines the police forces from various parts of the country. So, like provinces, and puts them all together and puts that under Heinrich Himmler. Then, with some unrest in Tulkarem, Palestine, one English soldier and at least 3 Arabian warriors, it says here, die. And in Montreux, which I believe it sounds very French, but it could be in Canada, but I don't know actually. A conference is opened to discuss the Turkish desire to remilitarize the Dardanelles. And Italy is not getting involved for now, because they just won a war. And again, the Dutch wiki states, in fact, a day later that I said yesterday, I think. Yeah, President Roosevelt lifts the restrictions that the United States had placed on Italy under the Neutrality Act. Okay, a bit messy with the facts today, no problem at all. Let's see if there's anything on the French wiki. Oh yeah, a few days ago I talked about how the ligues in France were kind of dissolved, but one colonel, François de la Roque, transforms his ligue, Croix de Feu, into the Parti Social Français. And Tazio Nuvolari wins the Grand Prix Automobile in Hungary. So, yeah. Quite a lot of facts today. Let's see if there's anything close to finishing. No. 8 days and then we have a spy thing at least.
spy thingamajig. Although, by the end of today, actually, I think we're getting a couple of units. So that should be fun. Anyway, let's roll the time. In the meantime, I will find another infantry leader. Let's try to find another engineer. This guy is an engineer, but he's an armor officer. So, let's see here. Infantry, old guard, infantry. These guys are all assigned. Let's see here. Doesn't look like we have many more engineers. No. We have a commando. A reckless commando. The cavalry officer. I think I'm just gonna put that infantry old guard dude here. Wilhelm Ritter von Leeb. Yeah. Also, that is the time. And we have 2 divisions. The 26th and 33rd divisions that just spawned into existence. I'm going to add them to the Poland army, I think. Yeah. So they can just go ahead and march to the border tomorrow. I think that will be more than fine. Until then, have a nice day, guys. On the 22nd of June 1936, President Roosevelt signed the Flood Control Act into law. Honduras notified the League of Nations of its intention to withdraw from the organization, and Nazi Germany introduced the death penalty for the crime of kidnapping for the purposes of extortion. Over in Ireland, the Irish Republican Army is commanded to dissolve itself. And in Belgium, there is a program of economic reforms and social reforms going on. And yeah, it's not very clear what exactly they are. But anyway. There's one thing I wanted to check today. And that's, yeah, we're probably automatically recruiting more infantry divisions here. I kind of don't want to, because I would prefer to make more of these cavalry brigades and then just convert them later, right? Wait, does that actually matter though? I think it does. Let's cancel that. It's fine. Now suddenly we do have some guns. It's for the first time that we actually do not have a shortage. These other ones though, they're almost finished, so obviously we're not going to stop those. Well, I'm going to add a unit here, so that we do have a shortage of guns again, but it's fine. I'll train a bunch of them. So yeah, time is rolling. Anything else to look at? Not much. See how many tanks a day we're now making. Now we're up to almost 1.5 tanks a day. That's pretty good. 2.35 fighters a week. Still gonna need a lot of weeks to upgrade all of those. We just need more factories, man. Hey, by the way, I can already become spy master. Should I do that? Won't that just give me an instant extra operative? I do have the points for it. Besides that, yeah, I could go for XP. Or another political advisor. Yeah, anyway. We'll see about that some other day. On the 23rd of June 1936, a Tuesday, the 1936 Democratic National Convention opened in Philadelphia, over here. Al Capone was stabbed in the back, literally, by fellow Alcatraz inmate James C. Lucas with a blade from a pair of barber's shears. But the wound was not serious. Then Maris Hills of France sets a women's flight altitude record of 14,000 meters. And I believe that's all the facts I have for you today. So let's just get right into rolling the time. Today we are replacing a general. because he is a member of the old guard. We don't want that because he will gain less XP. So let's see who else we have. Defensive doctrine. We don't really have a lot of options. But I think I'll get Walter Model. He's a field marshal. Never mind. Oh, we already have a bunch of field marshals. Well, there's not really a lot of alternatives, is there? I'll just get this guy then. Johannes Blaskovic. And as a bonus, the time has run out. I'll do the other army here as well. And do Friedrich Schultz. And then this one, we will have to find another army for. But this is just like the 2 troops that are going to stand on the Danish border to defend. So maybe they would be quite well off with the inflexible strategist here. So I'm just going to give him that now. Wilhelm List. So that's all the generals for now. We can assign a new trait to Eberhard. Fortress Buster or Scavenger. Another 15% attack would be pretty good. On Mountaineers. Also, I have another question. Like, why am I building all of these? Because, yeah, then I can convert them all to infantry regiments, but then they will be untrained, right? So then I have to train them first. Is that efficient? I am having my doubts about that. Maybe I should just be training more normal units. I don't know. Anyway, that's it for today. Talk to you later. On the 24th of June 1936, Joe DiMaggio of the New York Yankees, hit 2 home runs in the same inning, the 5th, during an 18-11 win over the Chicago White Sox at Comiskey Park. Man, these baseball facts, they are voodoo language to me. Also, Robert Downey Sr. was born in New York City. Then over in... where was it? Oh yeah. In Brazil, a law proposal is put forward to only allow Brazilian banks to operate in Brazil and no more foreign banks. And after a manifesto published by the unions in Belgium, a lot of the ongoing protests and strikes end, while in other sectors and companies, new strikes begin. So it's kind of whatever. A switch of the guard, one could say. Alright, that's it for the facts today. Let's keep rolling the time. Currently, we again have a gun shortage. So that's great to see. It's because we are trying to supply this cavalry division here with guns. Only a couple more days until we start our final intelligence thing for the foreseeable future, which is going to be economy/civilian, which will allow us to see other people's focus trees and what they have been doing. Actually, I can see a little bit, it seems. That's interesting. Now, that makes me want to look around at, for example, France. Can I see anything they've done? No. Interesting. That's it for the time today. Let's check out Spain, though. Can I see what you've done? No. I've looked at that before, also. Okay, well, that was it for today. On the 25th of June, 1936, a Thursday, at the Montreux Convention, also known as the Dardanelles Convention, the Soviet Union demanded the right to unrestricted passage through the Dardanelles for its warships. Later that day, the convention was adjourned, or like put on hold, as people were getting ready for a different convention hosted by the League of Nations. This day was also a big day for aviation, as the Focke-Wulf FW-61 helicopter had its first flight, the American Douglas DC-3 had its first flight, and the British Bristol Blenheim bomber had its first flight. That is it for the facts today. Let's roll the time. Probably not much that's going to happen today. We'll get another unit on the 3rd of July here, in a week from now. Passive defense is almost done. And when passive defense is done, by the way, I will be sending out my operative somewhere, as I promised someone. Don't remember who. I was just wondering what I should be doing with him. Starting in a couple days from now. Build an intel network somewhere? In Poland? In France? I don't know. We'll have to see. Also, I do have 10 army experience now. So I'm actually going to have a look at my Gebirgsbrigade again. And I'm going to add some support artillery. Very, very good. That is going to increase the soft attack to 69. Nice. From 54. Alright. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yep. I'm going to add that save. Now we have only 1 army XP left. And perhaps when we reach 10 again, I can make another edit, add another thing. Perhaps, I don't know, some armored recon? No. An engineer company is more for defense, right? Oh no, it's also attack, amphibious attack, fort attack, movement across rivers. Mostly defense bonuses though. There was one thing I think I need to research to get a better support company. Let me have a look at the support companies. Was it the... No, it was not military police. Signal company is pretty good. What does a logistics company do? It's just supply usage, I think. Field hospital. Maintenance, maybe? Don't know which one it was. Anyway, that's it. On the 26th of June 1936, a Friday, Emperor Haile Selassie of Ethiopia arrived in Geneva. Over here. Why is it not on the map? Ah, it's over here. Geneva. He arrived in Geneva to make a speech before the League of Nations. During a press conference with journalists, Selassie maintained that his government remained the only legitimate authority of Ethiopia. Over in France, a law is signed which, amongst other things, gives the government power to nationalize the weapons industry, the arms industry, by decree in case of need. There are also extra strict controls of weapon exports included in that law. And that helicopter that I said had its first flight yesterday, some sources say it was actually today, and some sources say it was yesterday. So maybe the Focke-Wulf FW61 was actually today. I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna roll the time. 3 more days until we get to do something. That would be nice. I can't wait until we complete Hermann Göring. If we are done with all the intelligence agency stuff and we complete Hermann Göring, which should be around the same time, actually. The exact same day, actually. Because in 3 days we start another 30-day spy research. So, and then we'll have 30 days left here. Then suddenly we're going to have 6 extra civs, and we're going to be using 5 civs left on this. So all of a sudden our construction speed on the 29th, probably the 29th, right, of July is going to massively increase. Looking forward to that day. And on that day we'll also be able to see other nations' focus trees, because we'll be done with the economy civilian branch. I wish I did that one first, actually. But it's alright. Yep, that's it for me. On the 27th of June 1936, a Saturday, Franklin D. Roosevelt was unanimously renominated for president at the Democratic National Convention over in the United States in Philadelphia. John N. Garner was renominated that same day for vice president. President Roosevelt gave an open-air address to 110,000 people at Franklin Field and millions more by radio, accepting the renomination. "I accept the commission you have tendered me," the president said in conclusion. "I join with you. I am enlisted for the duration of the war." Now, obviously, in 1936 there was no actual war going on, but he is more talking about a war, and I'm quoting from the transcript of the speech.
They begin to know that here in America we are waging a great and successful war. It is not alone a war against want and destitution and economic demoralization. It is more than that. It is a war for the survival of democracy. We are fighting to save a great and precious form of government for ourselves and for the world. Now, if I don't forget to do so, I will link the transcript of this speech in the description. It's quite a good read. Then, Prince Dewang was installed as the puppet ruler of Japanese-controlled Inner Mongolia. Nicaragua leaves the League of Nations, which I believe has been reported a couple times already. Different wikis put things on different dates because some wikis use the date it actually happened and some use the date it was published in some newspaper that they used it as a source, you know. Italy arranges some trade agreements with Germany and Austria. And and the Belgian Senate the Belgian Senate approves a set of social laws, which is a minimum wage of 32 francs per day, 6 days paid leave or vacation, and the 40-hour work week in certain companies and areas of the market, I guess. Certain, how do you say? Sectors, yeah. Quite a lot of facts today, but that was it. Let's run the time. Who knows? Maybe today is the day. You never know, right? Spanish War could start at any point, but at the latest it could start in early September, which would really suck. But, you know, what are we gonna do about it? It has a mean time to happen of like 151 days starting someday in February, I believe. We still have 36 days of fuel left. We're out of fuel in 1.2 months. Alright, and there we go. On the 28th of June, 1936, in the United States, $800 million worth of new taxes are put into place, including an increase of the corporate tax rate from 8 to 15%. Poland ceases its sanctions against Italy, and in a treaty, Germany promises support to China should the country ever end up in a war. Over in France, the ex-communist and mayor of Saint-Denis, Jacques Doriot, founds the French Popular Party, which is a right-wing fascist party in France. Also, a Grand Prix was held in France itself. That's it for the facts today, so let's go ahead and roll the time. I think by the end of today, yes, we will be able to start our final intelligence upgrade. So, exciting! We already know what we're gonna pick though, so there's not much worth discussing there. On the 12th of August, we'll have a new factory. Number 76. That also means we're probably gonna be sending out our guy to France today. You. I want you to build an intel network in Paris. Let's go. Let's hope he doesn't get caught in his first month. Hey. There we go. That's passive defense. Let's start the final one. Economy civilian. Very good. 30 more days. Oh, I accidentally rolled the time 2 more hours. But yeah, that's it for today. On the 29th of June 1936, Pope Pius XI promulgated the papal encyclical Vigilanti Cura on the subject of motion pictures. He said, quote, "Since the cinema is in reality a sort of object lesson which, for good or for evil, teaches the majority of men more effectively than abstract reasoning, it must be elevated to conformity with the aims of a Christian conscience and saved from depraving and demoralizing effects." Oh, he wrote that, actually. He didn't say it. Anyway, the Merchant Marine Act was created over in the United States, which created the United States Maritime Commission. And unfortunately, that's all the facts I have for you today. So we're gonna go straight into rolling the time. 2 hours less than usual, because I accidentally rolled 2 hours extra yesterday. Let's see what we're gonna get today. We're not gonna get a unit deployed, that's for sure. 1.48 tanks a day now. I really want more military factories. We're still upgrading 611 tanks. Reinforcing 40 infantry equipment. Our artillery production is horrendous as well. But at least we have like 500 trucks. So. Making 2 fighters a week is also really not good. Anyway. Yeah, that's it. On the 30th of June, 1936, Haile Selassie appeared before the League of Nations to give a speech. Italian correspondents in the press gallery created a loud disturbance and had to be removed by the police before he could speak. Selassie then made an impassioned speech recounting the principal events of the war and criticizing the League for its ineffective response. The Copeland Committee released a scathing report on the United States' lack of funding and maintenance of navigational aids. And the Copeland Committee, by the way, was a committee that was established after TWA Flight 6, a transcontinental and Western Air Douglas DC-2 airplane, crashed near Atlanta, Missouri, while it was en route from Los Angeles to Newark, New Jersey. Yes, yes, yes. And that's it for the facts today. So let's roll the time and see what's gonna happen today. We have so far gathered 21 Navy experience. Pretty good. Pretty good. Just a couple days left before we get another unit. We now have almost 300,000 in the field. 50,000 more training. We do need a lot more. Currently, however, we cannot say with a straight face that we have the artillery equipment or infantry equipment to do that, or the artillery for that matter. I do think we have artillery included in our infantry divisions, yes. So, not so easy. Alright, and we are in July, folks. So tomorrow we'll have a State of the Nation where we go over every single thing. And yeah, until then, peace out.